So, good evening. A very warm welcome to this beautiful Saturday evening. I welcome all my dear respected viewers to this beautiful session that we are going to conduct on a particular topic which I am going to reveal in a moment. But before that, let me just give my heartfelt, deepest regards to Visamo Kids and Kalorex group of companies who has given me this opportunity to come and meet all of you virtually across the country. It really makes me feel very happy to connect with all of you today on this beautiful uh, topic and this beautiful evening. So thanks Kalorex, thanks Visamo Kids Foundation. Right at the beginning, I would like to let all of you know that you're doing a tremendous work and we are all up there for you. Visamo Kids Foundation is hosting this particular show and my deepest regards to them. Once again, a warm welcome to all my viewers. So today's topic is financial fitness checkup. Uh, when I was approached by this organization and I was mentally preparing myself that what should be the topic that I should deliberate on, I suddenly realized by virtue of being a coach and a corporate consultant and trainer, I do very often meet large gathering of people, but never before, even the seminars and the webinars that I have conducted, never before have I been connected at the same time in a powerful 30 minutes talk time with people pan India. So I really chose the topic which was based on two aspects. The first, that it should make a difference after this 30 minutes to every viewer's life who is today connected with me on this show. The second, I must have some amount of credibility on this particular topic if I have to deliberate and guide or at least advise my dear viewers on this show. That was the first reason why I chose this topic. The second important thing is when I was sort of like screening what should be the topic, I realized that in the social media, whether I am in my LinkedIn or whether into any other social media or WhatsApp, there is whole lot of good Samaritans who are doing whole lot of good things for us in terms of advising us, in terms of letting us know how to maintain, how to conserve, how to preserve the physical well-being and the mental well-being. So the physical well-being and the mental well-being, regarding this, we see whole lot of material, whole lot of user reference material in the internet. So I was wondering, can we add just one more to that list? And can we add that as financial fitness also? Two anecdotes from the very recent past, um, which propelled me further and gave me the conviction that I should take this topic up was, well, let me alert you, my dear participants and viewers, this is not a fairy tale and it will definitely not end in a good note. A recent happening, an incident where the entire family was tested for, not entire family, but many of the members in a 6-member family was tested for COVID positive. Even before the results of all the members were out, the head of the family, the breadwinner of the family, succumbed to a massive cardiac arrest. Prima facie, people thought it was because of the COVID, and we have known this notorious virus to play havoc with different kind of organs in the system. Later, it was realized that he did not even have the COVID. So what happened? So when there were deliberations with the members of the family, and when further deep discussions happened, it was understood that this gentleman was fighting restless nights and stress because he was apprehensive of the fact that many of the members might have to get hospitalized. There were elderly senior citizens, there were his children, his spouse, and probably he was not in a position to handle the huge hospital bills which would accumulate at the end of this recovery period. Thinking about them, he had lost his sleep, and somewhere it finally arrested him permanently. Moving the camera, coming to Mumbai, similar situation, but a little different. Again, the man of the house was tested positive, got hospitalized. He had an insurance cover, which was taken long back, maybe when his children were very young, small kids. He was a central government employee, so well provided. But somewhere the complications in the health increased, and the 5 day, 7 day turned out to be a 15, 20 day story. And suddenly the family realized that the insurance cover is not good enough. What happened? So they started digging into their hard earned, accumulated previous savings. Did not work, they applied for loan, and in the state of desperation, they also thought of having some of their uh, properties mortgaged or sort of do something to augur some financial help. Unfortunately, it did not work. So these two incidents really pushed me to take up this topic of financial fitness as a mandate, not as an option in current complex contemporary world. So kindly, my dear viewers, if you are watching this program, please put along with your physical well-being and your mental well-being one more in your checklist, and let that be the financial well-being. Because if you really dig deep into this, somewhere you would find the connect. What did these two gentlemen meet their untimely exit? Was it the health crisis truly, or was it financial well-being? So, once again, warm welcome to each and everyone, and having set the table for the context, I now am comfortable to start on this journey of financial fitness health checkup. Why financial checkup? And without wasting any further time, let me tell you a process to handle this situation. How do we do it? So, since this, as I said, is a very coveted 30 minutes I have, without lacing up the talk, I just would like to go straight into the subject. When I'm speaking about financial well-being and financial fitness checkup, the first thing is I need to then tell you, what is this all about? How do I get it done? So just like we have experts in the medical world who lets us know how well we are physically, how well we are mentally, just in the same way, this financial fitness checkup can help you understand how well we are financially. So I have sort of designed for this particular session, expecting that people here are from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different professions, different sectors, pursuing different professions. Try to keep it really very simple. So this I call as the 360-degree Suraksha Kavach. So what is the 360-degree Suraksha Kavach? The 360-degree Suraksha Kavach for maintaining the financial well-being and the financial fitness is derived from three simple tests. While like in case of physical checkup, you have a retinue of tests, you have a battery of tests, physiological tests, pathological tests, so on and so forth. I'm not the medical expert. Likewise here, I just prescribe three tests, my friend. The first test, I call it the protection test. The second one, I call it the safety test. And the third one, I call it the growth test. So together, it is the PSG test. What test? PSG test. Remember it as an acronym so that it helps you going forward. So what is the PSG test all about? As I said, the first is protection. P stands for protection, S for safety, and G for growth. The next question, before I go to the deeper details of this test that we can administer to know about our financial well-being. The first thing is, who can administer this test, which I'll come to a little later, but who are fit to take this test? Well, the answer is all. Yes, my dear viewers, you have heard it right. The answer is all. Doesn't matter whether you are the family money manager, whether you are the MSME owner, whether you are a self-employed so-called gig worker, or whether you are, you know, you are just, in a particular industry as a salaried. Everybody can take this, every business owner, whether it is a corporate body, whether it is like Visamo Kids, a charity organization, whether it is Kalorex, like a group of companies, each and every one is fit to take this test. Now, having said that, let me convince you on this. Allow me to get deeper into these three words, P, S, and G. Protection test is about trying to understand, am I completely protected from a 360-degree view? Which means, as by virtue of living, we all have certain exposures to risk. Whether it is a business entity, whether it is an individual, we all have this risk exposure in terms of our own existence, threats to life, threat to hospitalization related exigencies, threat coming from any mishaps like accidents, as well as threats to or exposures to our assets, anything that we own, wherever our level of ownership is tagged. All of this, the beauty is, can be covered. They can be hedged against risk. So this test, when we administer this test, we would come to know two things. The first, we would come to know what is the entire level of exposure that I have by virtue of running a business, running a corporate show, running a family, whatever. The second thing I would come to know is that, is there a gap between what is the optimum level, or am I 100% protected? The second test, which I call as the safety test. The safety test is about safety of my income. Oh, many of us might say, safety of my income? Well, I of course don't keep it in my Almira. I of course keep it in my bank account, whether it's a current account, whether it's a saving account, or I'm even good, I keep them in deposits, which gives me slightly higher amount, slightly higher interest as compared to my bank accounts. To my CASA accounts. That's not the question. The question is, for a given level of income, can I reduce my expenses? Doesn't matter whether I am a business operator, whether I am a self-employed professional, whether I am a self-employed non-professional, or whether I am that money manager of my house. We all can look at reducing the expense. While it is not always possible to enhance the revenue, enhance the top line, we can always make a mark on the bottom line by taking the best, smart, optimum care of my expenses. Whether it is my working capital expense as a business owner, whether it is my family expenses, whether it is my overhead cost, there are ways and means to ensure that I can bring down my expenses, which finally impacts the bottom line, the so-called PAT, or the so-called investable income or disposable income for a family. Now, as we all know, the age-old saying, a penny saved is a penny earned. So this test helps us to understand, am I optimally managing my expenses? which in hard times become even more important because it then actually accrues as an addition to my main source of income. The third test, growth test. The growth test, when administered, will let us know whether I have completely taken the benefit or all available facilities to augment my income. That means though my financial main source of income is X amount, it need not mean, my friends, that it must remain at that. It can be force multiplied. It can be exponentially put into a multiplication magic box. Well, all magic boxes don't work. We'll come to that a little later. But what I'm trying to say is, when I talk about growth, that means from the available income, is my money doing something more towards creating my wealth kitty, which could be utilized for anything. It could be for an expansion, for a new outlet, for a new geographical setup. It could be for trying a new product line. It could be for starting a new strategic business unit. It could be for managing my family aspirations for the future, all of which need a certain financial backup or support. So the growth test will again let me know whether I am fully exploiting the avenues of my income to grow my wealth, or is there a gap. Having said this part, now that I have explained this 360-degree coverage, which is a test, and this test, to repeat myself, has these three factors, the P, the S and the G. The protection test, the safety test and the growth test. Once we have done this test, now I'm sure this question must be playing in the minds of many of my participants here, that what does this test do and who does this test? This test is done by the so-called experts in the world of finance. That means for that protection test, maybe I am implying your insurer. For the safety test, I am implying your banker. For the wealth growth test, I am implying that wealth manager or the financial planner or the advisory department of even a commercial bank or an investment bank, or for that matter, many other setups in the financial institutes which help people build their wealth. This is not enough. There are also financial technology companies which are completely digital and can do miracle of advice with our wealth management. So here I would like to incorporate the financial stakeholders. I call them as the so-called financial collaborators in my financial well-being. These financial stakeholders, just like you and me here, have built certain capabilities by means of having had the right education, the right certification, the right skills, and nobody does that job better than we in our line of profession. So also, these financial experts have undergone rigorous training, rigorous skill upgradation, rigorous knowledge and domain understanding, and they are backed with lot of research, lot of technologically supported applications, softwares, and new age technologies to be in a position, to be in a credible position to administer these tests. Now the next question then is, how does this test get administered? Well, I know if I have to go for a physical checkup, I have to go to a hospital, right? Or I can use online Practo to help take a medical consultation. For this, we need to do very simple things. We need to interact with our financial collaborators or our financial stakeholders. How? Just book an appointment. They're waiting out there for you to meet you. Talk to them, interact with them, understand what is this world of financial solutions which are available from the perspective of protection, from the perspective of growth, from the perspective of safety. What will they do? They will probably take some meaningful, relevant information. They will put their expertise, they will put their knowledge, they will put their various other tools and methodologies to help us understand two things. The test outcome, whether we are 100% doing well. Wow, if that is the answer, give a pat to yourself. Congratulations. If that is not so, nothing has been lost. You can still initiate a dialogue with them to understand what are the relevant financial solutions that are waiting there for you to avail. These solutions will help you again to protect all the risk exposures, to get you the best out of the financial banking world in terms of minimizing your cost of operation, whether that is the household cost of operation or that is the business cost of operation, or how to maximize your wealth given your kitty of income. Let me tell you, my friends, without going into too much of technicality, we used to talk about segmentation equal to 1 when we were doing our MBA. Today it is really possible. It is possible to design not one size fits all, but one size fits one. Why? The financial world is taking rigorous benefits of technologies today, the newest so-called technologies, artificial intelligence, machine learning, distributive ledger technology coming from blockchain, uh, robotic process automation, algorithms, so on and so forth. I don't want to confuse you on all that. Not necessary at this point. There's a separate dialogue for that. All that I'm trying to say is, like every other aspect of humanity is today being touched by digital experience and whole lot of digital intelligence, so also the banking and financial world is making lot of endeavor to design solutions which meet our expectations, which meet our requirement. Keeping in mind my financial background, say for example, what is my income, what is my expense, what are my assets, what are my liabilities, what are my future aspirations. And these are not just true for an individual. This is also, as I said right from beginning, and would reiterate the fact, it is also true for every business entity. So, should we then go straight away for this solutions? No, you need to do a proper litmus test. Understand what is the price you're paying and what is the value that you are deriving. My only word of advice will be, while you are weighing the pros and cons, do keep in mind sometimes there are a whole lot of intangible benefits. There are a whole lot of invisible which do not meet our eye. That could be in terms of, say for example, a heavy employment setup. That could be in the form of paying bills or making your business collections and making your payments through age-old traditional conventional methods. uh, Maybe these are solutions which will help you to manage your forex management for your business better. Maybe you are receiving, say for example, an NGO which receives so much of funds, some of them coming from abroad, some of them coming from domestic sources. What is the way how we are managing this collections and the payments? So there are a whole lot of banking solutions. Today an MSME owner who is a one-man army driving his finance, his operations, his HR, all within himself. Can you believe the kind of power these kind of financial solutions have for this type of setup? You really can be operationally extremely lean by leveraging on these new age financial packages, offers, solutions waiting there for you to avail. All that you need to do is do a good, robust cost benefit analysis before you pick up the one which suits you the best, keeping in mind your risk profile, your demographic profile, your financial background, your psychographic makeup. Having said this, we have, let me pause and just recap what I've said till now. First thing I said, add one more to your list of well-being: mental, physical, financial. The next point that I said, If I have to do this, what do I need to do? I need to take a checkup. Who administers this checkup and what comprises this checkup? It is a checkup of 3 tests. I called it as the 360-degree Suraksha Kavach, comprising of growth test, profit, protection test and safety test. Once you take this test, you are in a position to understand whether there is a gap, then that lacunae can be fulfilled by having a deliberation with the so-called experts of the financial world like your banker, insurer and your wealth manager. Help them to understand your life cycle of business, your life stage, your business positions, your nature of business, or for that matter, your personal life and your personal aspirations. Once they understand, the right solution can be offered and it can be availed. The last point, coming to the last point, how do I do this? When do I do this? Rather, when do I do it? If you ask me, my dear viewers, there are 2 instances. One, as a part of disciplinary periodic interaction with your financial collaborators. Uh, you decide what is the frequency you wish to have. You may want to have it once in a year, or you might want to have it twice in a year. You are the best judge because you are in command of your life and your profession and your business. The second, whenever there is a change in your ecosystem, that change in your ecosystem could be garnered because of a new asset inclusion, a new liability, a new health disruption, a new business interruption, or a new business exigency, or a new business positivity, whatever it is, a new working capital requirement, a new credit facility requirement, a new international trade management, a new requirement of more robust payments and collection systems. You will know it best and you will decide how and when you need to meet up with your financial collaborators. If you ask me, just to repeat myself twice, one as a part of regular periodicity and the other whenever there is a change, whenever there is a vibration in your ecosystem. That is your business ecosystem as well as your personal ecosystem. So with that, my friends, it is 9:28 and I would like to conclude my talk. Hopefully this was interesting and there is some amount of application from this deliberation and this time that you have invested with me for the last 28 minutes. I wish all of you stay well with your family, in your workspace, in your profession. Stay healthy. God bless each of you and have a very, very pleasant evening with your families and friends. Any questions for me at this point? I would be more than happy to answer. So I'll just check my chat box and see whether there is any comment or any questions pertinent to the subject matter which you would wish me to answer. Well, I believe I'm not able to see any much questions out here. So with that, once again, a big round of applause to the great work that's being done by Visamo Kids and the Kalorex group. Wish you all the best in your future endeavor. May you continue to do the good work and allow us to be the Samaritans to help you on this great journey. Wish you all the best. Thank you. I'm signing off now.